What is up, guys? Patrick here from NintenTalk, back with another brand new discussion video, and it's actually surrounding a bit of controversy on a brand new game that Nintendo has released, and that is Super Mario Party. And let me just say, most of the controversy stems from the lack of online. Of course, there is an online mode, but it's very lacking. We'll get to that in a second. I just wanted to start off with saying that Mario Party is one of my favorite franchises from Nintendo. I've been playing it since the first iteration on the N64, and for the most part, I've actually loved the way that this franchise has been going. I would say it's in a bit of a decline. The last 2 or 3 games have been a little lackluster. So Nintendo themselves has called Super Mario Party a refresh of the franchise, which is a pretty bold statement, I think. They understand that it really wasn't what it used to be, and fans have been asking for Nintendo to kind of make some changes and get back to the old formula. So Super Mario Party, I've been playing, at the time of this recording, I would say probably about 10 or 15 hours, and I've actually only played one game with actually my girlfriend. Besides that, I've been playing it mostly solo, which is surprising considering that I'm having a really good time with it. Most of the controversy that I'll be talking about today has to do, of course, with the online, the lack of online. For those of you who don't know, Super Mario Party does actually have some online, but it's limited to playing a select number of mini games with friends online. And I actually think that the number of mini games that you can play is 10, which that's really low considering that there's 80 mini games in this game. So I think the first question that we have to ask ourselves is, does Mario Party need online? And the easy answer is yes. The easy answer is hello. It's 2018. Why can't I play Mario Party online with my friends? And it does make sense, because if you've been following this franchise ever since the beginning, you're probably at the age where a lot of your friends are kind of, in different parts of the world, different parts of the state maybe. And, it's not always easy to get a group of friends inside and play, the couch multiplayer. It seems like everyone is a little bit too busy nowadays. With all of that, though, it's still interesting to me that, the biggest complaint or the biggest piece of controversy surrounding this game is actually a feature that hasn't been in the first 10 iterations of this game. Mario Party's never had online. It's never been an online focused game. It would be nice to have an online mode in this game, but I feel like if this is the reason you're not going to buy Super Mario Party, it just seems a little foolish to me. Like, are you really a fan of Mario Party then? Because Mario Party has never been this. It's never had an online mode. So, it's a shame too, because this game, honestly, is what Nintendo says it is. It is a refresh of the franchise. The mini games are excellent. The graphics, of course, are excellent. The presentation's really, really good. And actually, my complaints of this game don't even surround the lack there of internet. So another thing that I wanted to kind of bring up is some games work a little bit better online than others. The multiplayer competitive games, the Fortnite, the Call of Duties, I think those work well online. Splatoon, Mario Kart, those work well online because, at most, or, at the very least, it's going to be about a 3 to 5 minute experience if you're racing in Mario Kart, or, a round in Splatoon. And then, you can easily exit the online mode. You can easily get off if you need to. But a game of Mario Party, is probably like a 60, an hour to 2 hour experience. So if you're going to back out halfway through, what happens then? A couple of solutions to that would, maybe if someone drops out, they're replaced by a computer player, which I don't know how that would work, but it's just, I don't know, it's a big thing to take on for online. And, certain sports games have online modes, and, I've actually fallen victim to this. I've played online basketball, NBA 2K or Madden, and, my competitor actually dropped out, in the third quarter or, the second half. So it's like, it sucks. It sucks to have your competitors drop out midway, after you just put in about 30 or 40 minutes into a game. So could Mario Party work? Now, another solution, probably the best way that Nintendo could do this, would be to limit the online matches to people on your friends list. So, at the very least, you're kind of knowing who you're playing with. They're your friends, so hopefully they would stay in the match. I don't know how that would work, but that's the only way that I could see Mario Party Online working. But for me, I consider Mario Party a board game pretty much. I know, of course, it's a video game, but I've always said this. I've treated Mario Party like a board game. If I get to play this game, once every 2 months, I feel like that's a good purchase for me. And I feel like that's kind of how people should take it, really. People say that, oh, I can't play this game, none of my friends are around. Even if you see them, every 2 or 3 months, I still think that that's a pretty good purchase. But I could see the frustration, but it's unfortunate that people are going to miss out on this title because, it doesn't have online. So let me just talk about a little bit of, not really a review, but, first impressions of this game so far. I really do like this game. I like the presentation of this game a lot. I like the open, the world, the opening hub of options. It's not just a menu. You can, choose your character and walk around. And I really like that. It feels like a big celebration. You get to see all the characters in the Mario universe. So I really do enjoy that. The mini games themselves, though, arguably the most important part of a Mario Party, it's the real strength of this game. I really do like the mini games in this game. And to the other Mario Party's credit, even the last 2 or 3, the mini games have been very, very good. But I think that this game nailed it in terms of the mini games. And I actually like the fact that you need to use the Joy-Cons to play these mini games because it kind of showcases the Joy-Con a lot. There's a lot of motion control in these mini games, which, certain people aren't going to enjoy. But for me, I like anytime that the Joy-Cons can be showcased and the technology inside those things can be, front and center. I'm going to enjoy that a lot. There's also quite a bit of rumble mini games that just rely on the rumble. For example, there's a mini game where you're picking up packages and you're kind of shaking the I was going to say Wiimote. You're shaking the Joy-Con to see how many nuts are in the package. So it's kind of cool. I really do like the rumble feature. So the mini games for me are A+. I really do enjoy them. Arguably the most important part of a Mario Party game, though, is the game boards. And this is where the complaints, at least for me, start. So when you first load up this game, there are three game boards that you can choose from. Of course, you can unlock one, but even at that number, 4 board games, I feel like it's going to get stale pretty fast. I don't know. Maybe Nintendo will add some more board games, but 4 board games definitely seems lacking. Definitely seems like they could at least add a couple more, and maybe they will with DLC later on. But that's my biggest complaint. Another one of my complaints is the sheer amount of... I do like the amount of modes that there are, but at the core, these modes are very shallow. So, for example, there's a co-op mode where you're actually, it's 4 people together in a raft, and you're going downstream and playing mini games as you go, and it's very awesome. You're not really competing against each other. You're more so competing against the clock to finish this mode, which I enjoyed. That sounds like a fantastic idea. However, there's only a select amount of mini games that you can play, which is kind of disappointing. And I think it's like 10 or 15 games that you can play. The online mode, there is one, but there's only about 10 mini games that you can play on there. So it seems like Nintendo has done a lot with this game, but it kind of seems shallow. And, maybe Nintendo could have reined it back a little bit. And instead of these extra modes focused on the main attraction, and maybe then we could have got the online mode that people seem to, all want. So the modes are good. There's actually a rhythm mode, which is fantastic. I kind of wish that those rhythm mini games were included in the regular Mario Party mode because it would have been a really nice change of pace. Another mode which, is kind of iffy for me is called Toad's Rec Room, which is a mode that highlights minigames played on 2 individual Nintendo Switches, which I don't know about that. There are minigames, of course, that you can play without 2 Switches that are in Toad's Rec Room. There's a really awesome baseball minigame, which I really enjoy. But that kind of seems like it's a mode that not everyone's going to get to experience. Not everyone has, let alone friends to play with, but friends that each have a copy of Mario Party and have a Nintendo Switch. So I feel like that mode was kind of, a little bit tacked on. And like I said before, maybe they could have eliminated some of that and focused on the game at heart, Mario Party. Overall, I do really enjoy this iteration of Mario Party. I think it's a must-buy, honestly, guys. If you're on the fence about this game, you will have fun. Trust me. I've played this game mostly by myself and have been having a lot of fun with this game. So I think the biggest question for you guys is, does Mario Party need an online mode? I definitely think that it would be a very nice feature, but I don't think it's a breaking point. I don't think it's something that would make me not buy a Mario Party game, considering it hasn't been in the past, iterations of Mario Party. But that's just me. Maybe you didn't buy this game because of the lack of online. Let me know in the comments below, guys, and let me know how I'm doing here at NintenTalk. I will speak to you guys in the next video. Have a good one.